Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, answering the questions I get from around the nation and basically the Midwest, basically. But let's get started. This is Larry. No city or state on this, but Larry, make sure you actually leave the city and state where you're from. Okay, alright, his question, Chris. One question I always had was the correlation that different non-fiction and fiction programs use to represent their dinosaurs. I was basically wondering how they came to these decisions. Is there any proof in fossil remains? Do they use existing reptiles to guesstimate, or is it a complete guess? Thanks for the insight, and I'm looking forward to the new show, Larry. Well, what basically a lot of TV shows and movies do is basically they actually ask real paleontologists to actually to be their consultants for the dinosaurs and some of the prehistoric life that they use. So basically they just give like the anatomy, how the dinosaurs might have acted, and also basically what they might have looked like. And that's how they actually do that. But basically for nonfiction programs, they use as much scientific evidence as possible. They basically just hire paleontologists from all around the world about what these dinosaurs how they acted and how they actually might have looked like. And basically, like Walking with Dinosaurs, it was a very successful program back in the late 1999, when Discovery Channel actually aired it. And they use as much scientific evidence as possible, and basically they actually have paleontologists telling the producers and writers and also the animators how these dinosaurs might have looked like. But as for fiction, what they like to do is basically they'll have a paleontologist with them, basically giving them the consultants basically the same thing like I said before, but also what these writers, producers, and directors like to do is basically they like to add something to the dinosaur. Like in Jurassic Park, they actually for the Dilophosaurus, the two-crested lizard, the two-crested dinosaur that had the two crests on top of its head, they actually had it they actually added a frill around its neck, kind of like a frill lizard, and also they actually have it spitting black venom at Wayne Knight at its face, like a spitting cobra. But basically, there's no evidence to support that. There's no evidence to support that Dilophosaurus had a frill on its neck or spitting venom. But basically, we have no proof that dinosaurs probably would have done that. Basically, those kinds of guys usually tend to look at reptiles to see what these dinosaurs could have looked like. But basically, Hollywood is just a whole nother planet for paleontology. So basically, paleontology does not really exist in Hollywood that much. So basically, but if there was a TV show that actually wanted to document about dinosaurs, then they can go for it. National Geographic, Discovery Channel, TLC, and the History Channel used to do some dinosaur documentaries. But I wish they could come up with something new. I mean, I would have loved to seen this kind of stuff again. You know, I mean, but I mean, they just need a lot of money to do it. But it's basically for money reasons that they actually do all this kind of stuff. So hopefully that answers your question, and hopefully it makes sense to you. Alright, Rini from Embarrassed, Wisconsin. How big were T-Rex's teeth, and how many did he or she have? Well, Tyrannosaurus Rex's teeth actually, they can grow from 6 inches to 12 inches. They're pretty big teeth. Let me give you an example right here. This is a tooth from Tinker, juvenile Tyrannosaurus Rex. And and you can see that this is a small tooth. This is probably like almost 6 inches, basically a little bit over 5 inches. And if we actually grab these two teeth right here, let me back this up right here. This right here in my right hand is from Sue. and this tooth in my left hand is from Stan, and basically these teeth are very almost identical, but Stan's tooth is much thicker than Sue, so basically Sue's teeth were probably nearly crushed due to fossilization because of the rocks. But these teeth are pretty massive. They're almost similar. They're almost identical in size. Stan's tooth is about 11.5 inches. Sue's tooth right here is probably a little bit over 10 inches. So basically, Tyrannosaurus Rex has pretty big teeth, and you could see with Stan's tooth, it's very conical, really well designed for crushing, and then they're both serrated on front and back, and they're recurved teeth, which actually shows that this is I believe, to my belief, and what the evidence actually shows, what I've seen out of the internet, and also what I've read, is basically it's a predatory dinosaur. Mainly, it hunts more than scavenges, and even though it could still scavenge, but I think it actually is mainly a predator. But as for how many teeth that Tyrannosaurus Rex had, probably up to 60. But if we actually had to go back in time and actually found the T-Rex, we would probably see a bunch of teeth missing from its mouth, because basically it actually sheds its teeth. It actually breaks its teeth off every time it feeds or bites an animal. So basically those are called shed teeth. They're basically teeth that are getting dull, and also they're actually at the point where they're ready to fall off. But dinosaurs keep replacing their teeth all the time. They regrow their teeth like sharks. So they're basically like land sharks. They're basically land sharks that keep regrowing their teeth. So predatory dinosaurs, and all dinosaurs actually do that. They replace their teeth constantly like sharks. So probably 60 teeth, and also possibly 60 teeth, but male and female, they probably just have the same amount of teeth. There's no differences between the sexes that much, basically for color and some sexual dimorphic kind of things also. Alright, Brantley from Wausau, Wisconsin, where I live. How smart were the first dinosaurs? Well, considering this is probably your mother actually sending this question, but if this is your question, Brantley, I applaud to you, and hopefully you came up with that one. Basically, dinosaurs in general were probably not really that smart. They still were dragging a foot into the reptilian lineage, but basically they're actually starting to evolve into something else. So their brains were very small to their body size. It's pretty much a size difference, really. Basically the smaller dinosaurs like the raptors, those are very intelligent dinosaurs. Their brains are almost very bird-like. They're almost bird-like brains, but because they have a very large cerebrum, and basically the part of the region that has most of the complex thought processing. They're very intelligent. It's very like the raptors, like Deinonychus, Utahraptor, and Velociraptor. Those guys are very intelligent, and basically what it is back then in the dinosaur world was basically the bigger you are, the smaller your brain is. But the smaller you are, the bigger the brain you have, and that's pretty much how it is. But basically, the carnivorous dinosaurs have to be smarter than their prey. If we look at today, carnivores have to be smarter than their prey. So and they actually have to be smarter than the prey that they are actually going to be encountering. And basically, they need to do the things they need to survive. And basically, that's what all dinosaurs were basically tend on doing. Is basically trying to survive, and that's really what their brains were mainly doing most of the time. Is basically what they were doing most of the time, was basically learning, is basically trying to survive. They didn't really need to like do any math or calculations or anything like that. They were just really designed to survive. All right, Dottie from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Where have most dinosaur fossils been found? Well, dinosaur fossils have been found all over the world. They've basically been found in all 7 continents, but basically the country that actually has the best scientific discoveries so far is China. Because if we actually look at some of their fossils that have been turning up there, they're revolutionary fossils. They're basically, some of the dinosaurs they actually found have impressions of feathers on their body, and that actually has a good solid proof that birds are the direct descendants of dinosaurs, and that is really good evidence to prove that dinosaurs are really closely related to birds than what some of the earlier generation scientists actually thought. And basically paleontologists will continue to find new discoveries, and they'll keep finding new discoveries all the time, all around the world. There's even fossils found in Antarctica, dinosaur fossils in Antarctica, but it's very hostile, so it's not really a good place for fossil hunting. But basically, dinosaur fossils are found all over the world, and we'll continue to find more discoveries as the years go by. All right, Lloyd, in no city or state on this one, Lloyd, make sure you actually put the city and state of where you're from. All right. Hi, Chris. I was just wondering what you believe caused the extinction of the dinosaurs, and if this had not occurred, do you think that man and prehistoric beasts could coexist in today's modern society? If so, how would this impact humanity in general? Thanks. Well, the cause of the extinction of the dinosaurs, most evidence actually supports that a meteorite or a comet crashed into the Earth about 65.5 million years ago, causing the extinction of the dinosaurs, hitting the Yucatan Peninsula, and basically causing huge environmental changes that actually just made the dinosaurs not survive for very long. Because basically, what they actually believe is what scientists believe is that the comet or meteorite was basically 6 miles wide, about Mount Everest sized. So basically, if you took a Mount Everest sized piece of rock and you threw it down to the Earth at the Yucatan Peninsula, it's going to cause huge environmental changes. And that's basically what happened. Is that the dinosaurs weren't able to adapt to some of these environmental changes. Is basically the cloud of dust would have covered all around the world, blocking the sun, total darkness, and we'll actually see acid rain falling down from the sky, and basically would have had molten rock raining from the sky too, basically from the impact, and that would actually cause huge decline in population for most animals, and as for if this extinction had not occurred, and if man would have actually survived with some of these animals, we really won't know, because predicting the future is very tough. And for what I believe, if this extinction not occurred, dinosaurs would have gotten smaller. They would have gotten smaller, and basically the top carnivores would have probably been the raptors. We wouldn't have seen Tyrannosaurus Rex. We'd have never seen Allosaurus or some of these big carnivorous dinosaurs that we're used to seeing. It's basically, I think the raptors would have been the top predators. I think they would have actually grown to possibly over 6 feet tall, and they would have probably taken down prey the size of an elephant. And if man actually coexisted, it would have been a very dangerous place. It would have been a very dangerous place to actually survive. I think probably we would have evolved a lot later than we actually been. Probably as much as 1,000 years, pretty much 1,000 years BC. So I would probably that would have been my guess. You know, it's my guess, it's my opinion. But basically, I think it would have been a very tough place to survive if man coexisted with dinosaurs. All right, that's it for now. If you got a question, email me at dinocris71@gmail.com. Send your make sure you keep your questions short and to the point. And I'm actually opening the emails every day now, 24/7. So basically, you can send a question anytime you want. So just make sure you keep your questions short and to the point, and I will post a video post a video as soon as possible. Make sure I actually have enough questions that I can actually answer one in 15 minutes. And make sure to take care of the people around you, and all you younger kids out there, make sure to go listen to your teachers, your parents, and your guardians. Those are your best supporters and your best motivation to actually have you to make you have a good education. And also, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. And as you can tell, I'm wearing my green shirt. This is my new one with the Tyrannosaurus Rex on it. So take care, everybody, and I will see you again soon.